Welcome. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing today? It's so very nice to have you here. Don't build in a transit lounge, Papaji used to say. Just to remind us that this sensory experience is not permanent. Presence, however, our true nature, is always here, and it is the substratum, the very ground, the very beginning and middle and the end of all experience. Habitually, however, we tend to pay attention to objects more and not so much to what the objects are arising from. And in our upcoming intensive for returning students, I will be speaking in many ways and practically addressing many ways of breaking that reliance on the mind, breaking the illusion of separation, and coming to see and experience the true meaning of freedom. So even right now, as you are sitting here, you can maybe sit with your eyes open for a moment, and habitually your attention is going to go towards objects that are around you, and please allow that for a moment. And yet you could also shift your attention, and you could notice, and take a moment to do that. Notice the spaciousness that is in between objects, the spaciousness that is already present. This is also true for our inner experience, so to speak, even though there really isn't inner and outer in reality. However, just for simplicity, I'm going to say that this is also true for our inner experience, for what arises for you on the inner. We tend to focus on the thought or on the feeling or on the emotion or on the sensation rather than focusing on presence that is the very substratum of all experience. So sitting here right now again, you can look within for a moment. You could look into your inner experience. And if your attention is moving towards thought, feeling, sensation, emotion, you could for a moment really shift your attention. And notice the spaciousness, the ground, the substratum, the space in between, that is already present. So in our upcoming intensive, we will be practicing this in many different ways. Who am I? Inquiry. Everything is a projection of our mind. Looking at and inquiring into, is anybody doing this? By the way, this is a very nice little inquiry in a moment when you're so engaged and believing and identifying with what arises. Is anybody doing this? Really? But I will also be speaking about trauma and how trauma affects our nervous system moment by moment by moment, as this is so essential to growing our capacity to be here. So I want to invite you to practice these little exercises that we did in this video together. And if you are a returning student, I am inviting you to join me this Sunday.